Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Parton. I am, like my post said, currently deployed, so current background and lighting and everything is about as good as it's going to get for me for this class, unfortunately. Um, for my first discussion post, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the use of folklore as a historical lens. Folklore has long been a fascinating subject for me, and the way that oral traditions impact societies is, in my opinion, a really undervalued aspect of historical research. Even in highly literate societies, oral traditions can form the primary means of communicating cultural norms, traditions, and values. They can also be used to redirect or propagandize a population, and that might be a seemingly nefarious tactic to sway popular opinion, but in illiterate demographics, it's especially successful and was used very effectively in both by Irish revolutionaries and Stalinists in the Soviet Union. In recently completed historical doctoral dissertations, both the more idyllic and more disingenuous aspects of historical folklore have been discussed. In a 2025 dissertation titled Myth, Mayhem, and Pseudodemocracy, the role of political myths in mobilizing national populist movements and political extremists for the the City University of New York, Stephen J. Boatwright examines how modern oral traditions are used to recruit adherents to authoritarian causes. His dissertation focuses on how modern myths were developed and shared through social media platforms, and he argues that these modern expressions of folklore are built on the historical foundations, and he equates the political folklore environment in modern America to the political folklore movements in the French Revolution and in Nazi anti-Semitism. Other dissertations focus less on these disheartening aspects of American history and more on the American folklore renaissance of the late 1950s and 60s. Stephen Moore's 2024 dissertation for the University of California, Modern Folk, the Folk Revival and American Cold War Culture, 1958 to 1965, examines how and why early American oral traditions, especially folk music, regained popularity in the mid 20th century. He draws extensively on interviews he conducted with folk musicians who were active during that period, noting how their motivations and inspirations were representative of the broader American consumer culture. Another 2025 dissertation, Rachel Pandergrat's Shaping the Hills, Women Folklorists and the Writers in the Ozarks, and the advancement of a romanticized regional identity and heritage tourism for Liberty University, takes a slightly different approach by focusing on three specific folklorists and how their work impacted the cultural, religious, and economic landscape of the Ozark Mountains. Pendergrass concludes that the preservation of regional folklore was one of the primary reasons that the Ozarks underwent a major shift into cultural and heritage tourism as a primary industry for the regional economy during the late 19th century. All of these dissertations demonstrate how folklore can be used as a historical lens to explore various aspects of American culture and demonstrate that folklore is especially well suited to exploring broad cultural shifts in any society, but can also be applied to modern American. Thank you.